Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Chivalry Deadliest Warrior. This is kind of a weird Let's Look at for me to be doing. Also, the knight on the right side is creeping me out there. I don't know if it's his weird face that looks like it's contorted, like he's about to defecate inside of his armor. You ever think about that? Like, getting into and out of that armor, that had to take a long time, right? You're fighting in the Battle of Hastings or something like that. You're a House Carl. You can't afford to just be like, okay, just chill out for a second, William the Conqueror. I'm gonna go take a dump in the forest. You gotta crap in your armor, and then because it's made out of, like, steel and it's hot, that's just gonna, like, cook it, and you're just gonna have, like, a baked dookie in your trousers for the rest of maybe your entire life, which might only be 10 minutes long. What the fuck am I talking about? Okay. I didn't do a traditional Let's Look at of Chivalry Deadliest, or Chivalry Medieval Warfare, which came out last year around the same time that War of the Vikings came out, War of the Roses came out, and that's because I was moving across the country, so I kind of missed out on a lot of the hype surrounding Chivalry. I know that it was beloved. People have told me that they played hundreds and hundreds of hours of the multiplayer, and I played a few hours myself, and I like it. It's fun. It contrasts with War of the Roses or War of the Vikings nicely. It's a little bit more arcadey, I think, a little bit more, I don't know, fluid might be one way to put it without being too derisive to the, competition here. This is the DLC for it, though, so you have to own the base game, Chivalry Medieval Warfare, and then you buy Chivalry Deadliest Warrior. It's another 15 bucks. So the whole package would be 30, but I assume most people probably do own Chivalry by now, especially if you're watching this. What does this DLC do? What does this expansion do? Basically, it merges the Chivalry universe and the gameplay mechanics with the Deadliest Warrior property, which is a Spike TV show, which is basically like, alright bros, like, who's stronger, a knight or a Spartan? Would a samurai kick the shit out of a pirate if they were fighting in some kind of weird fan service universe? So it does that. It basically adds classes to Chivalry that are beyond, like, man-at-arms, crossbowman, archer, etc., etc. Now we have classes like Spartan, Viking, Pirate, Knight, Ninja, Samurai, etc., etc. So we're going to join a game here. I probably played about 3 to 4 hours of this so far. And for those, let's do Team Deathmatch. It's the easiest one to kind of talk about as we play because there are respawns. If you watch, server's already at capacity. This is a popular game already. If you watch a lot of my Let's Look Ats, you are probably familiar with the fact that most of the games I only play for an hour or two before I do a Let's Look At. Enough to get a feel for the game, but not overstay its welcome. I basically spent like a whole night playing Chivalry's Deadliest Warrior Beta. I think this is a ton of fun, and I think if you already own Chivalry, you should absolutely pick this up. Oh, we probably joined just as a map was ending, so it's going to reload and we'll pick another class. That's fine. Hopefully we don't encounter some kind of awful game-breaking bug or something. Good. Okay, so we're going to join the game here, and we're going to take a class. Yeah, I absolutely think you should pick this up if you already own Chivalry. Let's play as a, we'll start by playing as a samurai. We have a variety of weapons we can choose here to start with. I'm going to take this sword. Each one has a different kind of damage and speed and reach to it. We're going to go with the Nodachi, and we'll take a bow and arrow for our secondary, because I don't think there's any point to taking 2 melee weapons. So we're going to be playing Team Deathmatch here. There we go. It's a little bit buggy at times. There's a lot of stuff that's like just placeholder text. Oh, apparently I'm on Team Samurai. There's a lot of stuff that's just like placeholder text. Like occasionally in the customization screen, you'll see it'll just be like text field, text field, text field. Oh yeah, blue is way stronger than red right now. I don't know how to switch teams though, so I'm gonna leave that to someone who's a little bit smarter than myself. So for those of you who maybe were not familiar with Chivalry or who just want kind of a refresher course in how the game works, Shift or WASD to move, Shift is run, and then your mouse and the different inputs that your mouse has controls the kind of swings that you can do. So left mouse button is just going to be a standard swing, right mouse button is going to be a block, and then your mouse wheel up is a stab, and mouse wheel down is like an overhead strike. So we're going to use all of those to accomplish our goal of decapitating as many enemies as possible. And we are playing Team Deathmatch here, which means that we do respawn. It's like the first team to 100 or something like that. It gets pretty wild. Okay, let's fight this ninja here. So, I'm gonna... Basically, the way that I play Chivalry is be bad. Oh, God. Careful. Be bad, but occasionally also get lucky. The Samurai seems like a very overpowered class. Like, lots of people bitch that it's OP. I have no idea what the kind of balance situation in the game is right now. That was a good hit there. Okay, so I got some points for a kill assist. I do also have a bow and arrow, by the way, so we'll find some more, red team dudes, and I'll try to shoot them with this. You do have a primary and a secondary. Sometimes your secondary is just another melee weapon. Maybe you want to get something that compensates for, like, a lack of speed. Ooh! I don't think I hit him there. Something that compensates for, like, a lack of speed. Maybe you have a really heavy weapon. You want to get one that's a little bit faster. Or maybe you want to get something like I have right now, like a ranged weapon to go along with your melee weapon. Or maybe you want to... pick up, like the ninja class has some cool secondary weapons that are like smoke bombs that can make them invisible, or they can, render the other person a little bit disoriented and mess with their stamina bar. It's really cool in that sense. So I'm hoping that the teams get balanced a little bit more here. If I knew how to switch the teams, I would, but I think one of the things that is currently in the game is that it's difficult to, or impossible to change your class inside of a game. Instead, you have to, like, log out, or not log out, but just quit the server and then come back in. It usually loads pretty quick. And there's a ton of actual servers here, so most of the time it's not a huge problem. So Team Deathmatch is not the only mode. There's also Free-for-all. Free-for-all is a goddamn nightmare. It's kind of fun because, there's so many people, you can have servers of up to like 64 people, I think. I've been in servers with like 48. And 48 people all playing against one another is goddamn insane. It's just like a clusterfuck. Like, you spawn around like 4 other dudes, and then you just fight and then die, and then spawn around 4 other dudes. And it's kind of nice because, unlike Team Deathmatch, as you're noticing right here, this is not a particularly full server, but you do occasionally run into these situations where you run around for a little while trying to find someone, which can be a little bit annoying sometimes. Okay, this is just my own team. Maybe we'll pop out and try to find a new server here, because people are leaving as this is getting real silly. But we'll try to find somebody else first. There's also Last Team Standing, which is kind of the coolest, unique mode of the game, I would say. And that's, like, seriously class-specific. Like, consider Spies versus Mercs, in Splinter Cell, right? That's exclusively Spies on one team, exclusively Mercs on the other team. Rather than having... Oh, God, the Pirate does have oh, Jesus, the spear. The Pirate does have the ability to... Oh, run for your life, Samurai! That was terrible. The Pirate has a gun, basically, is what I was getting at there. Let's run back into that battle. But we have mixed teams here. In multi-team deathmatch or last team standing, it's basically like Knights versus Vikings versus, I was going to say Spies. Knights versus Vikings versus Samurai versus Ninja versus, etc., etc. I'm probably missing a class there. Versus Pirate. Come on, here, Pirate Man, Captain Jack Sparrow. As long as he doesn't hit me with that first shot, I have a pretty good chance. Pirate obviously has a huge benefit from a range standpoint, but from a melee standpoint, they struggle a little bit. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I got the kill there. Was anyone... Yeah, I think my teammate might have shot him with a bow and arrow. By the way, you can also make it third-person mode if you want to. Game looks quite nice. In contrast to War of the Vikings, and I'm not going to compare the games too much over the course of this, because I like them both in their own way. But in contrast to War of the Vikings, this is a much more colorful game, and I think it stands out a little bit more visually. Probably means that it's, like, more historically inaccurate, but also it's, a little bit more visually appealing. And all the maps look different as well. Like, this is a very War of the Vikings type map right here. It's like a Nordic fjord, which is just a... Try that phrase on for size. Nordic fjord just sounds good. It feels good coming out of your mouth. It's like eating a little bit of melted butter with some lobster or something like that. But then there's maps like Acropolis, which is like this really nice Greek... I mean, obviously it's like a Greek monument, but it's like a big Greek temple that you can fight in. It's brightly colored, and it looks positively Mediterranean. There's a good diversity in maps here. Please tell me we find someone soon. It's probably, this is my cue to leave and join another server, which is good anyway, because we don't want to play as the samurai for the whole time. And yeah, but what I was getting at anyway was that Last Team Standing is a really cool mode, because then, it's really like, it feels like Deadliest Warrior, because it is... class versus class, right? Who's stronger, samurais or ninjas? Samurais a pretty strong class, and ninjas can get up to some funky stuff themselves. Are people... It's a damn shame that so many people are leaving. This is a server that I played on last night, and it was full, but... Yeah, you'd think at like noon on a Sunday this would be pretty packed. But this is a server-specific issue. Okay, now we've got 3-on-1. Oh, this is a good example of the disorienting smoke bomb. I'm going to get my ass handed to me there. Okay, so we're going to leave, not because I'm rage quitting. I am mad because I'm bad. There are people who have obviously invested a ton of time into Chivalry that have moved over to this now and are kicking everyone's ass. But why don't we try to join another game here? And the reason I probably won't play multi-team deathmatch on purpose, because I think it's just under team deathmatch, or last man standing, is because... or last team standing, is because there's respawn, so we could just sit there for like 10 minutes and not be playing. So I would much rather take a game with some actual... There we go. Please tell me this isn't full. I'd much rather go to a game that has respawns because I'm bad, and this can cause me to play more often. Okay, so we're going to be going to Fortress Garden here. This is a 32-player team deathmatch server instead of a 20-player team deathmatch server, which is good. I really think that this game, and the maps in particular, are more well-suited. Let's play as a... Well, we won't play as a knight, because the knight is like... It's Chivalry, right? Like, we don't want to play as this guy, even though he's probably my best class. Why don't we play as a Spartan instead? And we'll take our throwing spear, And we'll take, yeah, fine, we'll take like this weird kind of machete as well. Also, you know, here's the customization stuff that I was talking about. You can customize like what you're wearing, and you can make your guy look like Gerard Butler if you want to, or in that sweet helmet right there. But it also says like text field, text field, text field, text field, etc., etc. So, you know, we can't really put too much on here. We'll just join as the Spartan right now. And this Spartan does have a throwing weapon, as you might guess, having seen the movie or studied, you know, Greek history yourself. We can use this spear either as a spear or as a thrown weapon just by clicking in the middle mouse button. And this is what I mean when I say that all of the maps look very different. In fact, I'm not totally sure that I have even played this map so far. There's a map called Bamboo that looks kind of similar to this, but this is Fortress Garden, which I think is actually different. So let's see if we can find some dudes. The maps are huge. No. Maps are huge, by the way, as you can see. Okay, let's just lay in wait here, and we'll get ready. We can do a battle cry if we want. Okay, here we go, pirate dude. The pirate's hilarious because he can actually, like, completely blow your head off. I'm gonna get destroyed here. There's like 18 ninjas and samurai and everybody. I thought maybe I would be able to kill a pirate before I died, at least. Hey, it's Northern Lion once again. Hey, it's Debay55. I was playing with this guy last night. I'll be playing with your mama tonight. Oh, this is last team standing. Okay, I'm an idiot. So this is not team deathmatch. This is fine as well, though. Alright, so I'm not very good with the Spartan class, but we'll try to make this work. A big problem in Chivalry was friendly fire. It's not even a problem, it's like, I think it's by design. But, you know, you can hit your own teammates with strikes sometimes, and that can be really annoying as a new player, because everyone's mad at you because you're not paying attention to where you're hitting, and you're constantly, like, hurting your own teammates. A lot of the servers that I've been playing in Deadliest Warrior have friendly fire turned off, and I actually really dislike this. Because it seems to have made it a little bit more plausible. Again, I didn't play like 100 hours of Chivalry, but it seems to make it a little bit more plausible and workable that you can just like get in a big clusterfuck of your own. Oh my god, low grab mode accidentally turned on there or something. You can just get in like a clusterfuck of your own teammates and then just swing like crazy, and you'll. Oh, it looks like I may have taken team damage there. I'm gonna bum rush these pirates because I don't want them to have any chance of success. Okay, now let's try to kill him with a throwing spear. Oh, it didn't work. There's like a dude beside me. Several, actually. Okay, so that's why you don't rush in situations like that. So I can control the camera independently here. With tab, I can see how many people on my team are left alive. I was one of the first people to die because I'm brave. Oh my god, that guy's arm got cut off. All sorts of cool death animations as well, you know, decapitations, removing limbs. And there is like a Shadow Warrior style, you know, like after they fall to their knees, you can cut their head off if you want to. Oftentimes end up, you know, on servers where friendly fire is active, taking friendly fire from that, which is really annoying. But what I actually wanted to point out is that this really does feel like kind of the multiplayer from Shadow Warrior that I would have liked so much. You know, you have ranged combat and melee combat, and you can do them all. Am I on the red team? Oh, yeah, I was on the red team. You have ranged combat and melee combat, and you can kind of switch between them seamlessly depending on what your loadout is. And, you know, it kind of feels like Shadow Warrior multiplayer, which is what I really disliked about that game. I liked Shadow Warrior single player decently enough, but the fact that it didn't have a multiplayer mode made the experience maybe not as viable for me. Sure, get drunk, but just move also, please. Oh, good. He threw a Molotov cocktail and injured us all right at the start. I imagine people are not going to be too pleased about that. That was beautiful. Yes, indeed, pirates do have Molotov cocktails. Also, you know, rifles, pistols, blunderbuss. They can blow your head clean off sometimes. Now, let's try not to die here. Probably my best possible opening move is going to be, like, throwing a spear, because that's probably the best chance I have of doing any damage, and then I can just switch to my machete right after. I just got hit by a goddamn bullet. I didn't even throw my spear. There we go. I think I hit him with it. Oh my god. Where's my team? My team's all the way over here. I'm gonna get shot in the back and killed. I knew it would happen. Let's actually boot out of this and join a team deathmatch server. Again, I am mad because I'm bad, as mentioned. But I'm glad because the game's good. Last team standing. This is like a big team deathmatch server with a lot of people in it. I don't worry too much about ping. 0 out of 48 is probably not good enough. Where's a big... 31 out of 32 on aisle with a decent ping. Hopefully it's not full. I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee while we boot in here. Don't you know who I am? I've got important decisions to make here. Crab cakes or murder? The chowder screams. You know, this is the Chivalry community. 90% of the conversations that it's last team standing. 90% of the conversations that I see in the chat are like, a knight wouldn't actually be able to hold that weapon in the real life. Back in the War of the Roses, that would have cost like 10 years' salary to have a weapon like that. And I'm just like, oh, please be normal. Where is? I mean, I guess I can just rejoin the last team standing server. And we'll take a different class here. Maybe we'll take the pirate because I've had some good success with the pirate class because it is basically like a point and shoot. This is sort of a different. Oh, this is what I wanted actually. So this is the class specific game mode where you actually can only choose one of the classes and everyone else on your team is the same class. So why don't we take a pirate here? We'll take a pistol and then for our secondary we'll take a cutlass so that we are probably a little bit more likely to survive. And again, this is like the Counter-Strike style mode where you have to wait around for... Well, you have no respawns, basically. So I'm going to try to zoom out and see... Well, there they are. Beautiful. In contrast to something like War of the Vikings, I do have to say that I think the maps are too big for these game modes where there's no respawns. Because... Oh, that was really beautiful. It takes forever for a round like this to end. If you die early, you could be dead for, like, 8 or 9 minutes, and that kind of takes away from the momentum of the experience, in my opinion, and can be, like, very, very annoying. So I would prefer if, like, last man standing or last team standing was kind of confined to smaller maps, and I don't know if I've seen smaller maps. Like, the maps, I can zoom out here. You can see they're pretty damn big. Like, it could take you maybe 90 seconds. Am I on the pink team? No, pink team is samurais. Okay. It could take you like 90 seconds to do a circuit of this. So it takes a long time. Wait a minute, maybe I am on the pirate, or I am on that team. 2 teams, Spartans versus Samurai. 2 teams, Viking versus Knight. I like the idea of Spartan versus Samurai. We'll load in here. Apologies for constantly like shifting servers and, ruining our momentum, but that's okay. It gives me a time to talk during our downtime here. Yeah, so, I mean, that's the major complaint I have so far. Even in Team Deathmatch, you walk 45 seconds to get to a fight, and then you swing your sword a couple of times, and maybe you get killed, maybe you kill somebody else, and then you get killed, and soon after, then you're walking 45 seconds after you respawn again, you get back to the fight. That's kind of annoying. I like the way the War of the Vikings does it now, where, the maps are very, very tiny, so they move quite quickly. Let's play as the Knights here. I'm not very good as the Vikings, in all honesty. And we'll take a secondary crossbow, and we'll take, like, a halberd as our primary weapon. I swear, I know I'm bad at the game, but I'm better than I'm playing right now. I've also never played on this map, I think. But we'll see. I like playing in the third-person mode as well. I don't know why, but it just feels better to me than the first-person mode. Not saying it's, like, better from a gameplay standpoint, but better from a... just for me personally. So there is there's like cannons or bastillas or, sorry, ballistas here, and catapults. We could use some of these to actually, like, hit some people. I don't know, there's apparently, like, environmental stuff on this level as well that people are talking about, like, lifting a bridge. I've already, placed myself so far away from the enemy, that I don't even know, and I don't even know where my own team is here. Left flank. Might want to get off. Are they talking about me? We're going to get off of that catapult and hopefully find my teammates. Okay, it looks like we're having a fight over here. So that is something I probably should have paid attention to a little bit earlier. Whatever, though. So we got a bunch of knights over here. And now we got some Vikings as well. Occasionally... Oh, I thought that would hit. Occasionally, it can be a little bit difficult to see who's who, but, maybe that's realistic. Do you really care about realism in this game? I mean, we've got knights fighting Vikings right now. I guess that's not so historically implausible. Oh, I think I might have just shot my own teammate there. I don't know when the period of knights is compared to the period of Vikings. I know Vikings, I played a lot of Crusader Kings, the old gods, but I don't know if, like, housecarls and knights are considered the same thing. Who knows, man? All right, so I'm just going to stand at the fringes here, and I will fire on the Vikings as I see them. I'm gonna make some moves here, because I don't want to get in the way of my teammate, I would rather, there's nobody over here? We killed him already. Is there any, like, reason that we're defending our castle here? I don't know, 1 minute remains in the battle. I think we're doing pretty good. I haven't done jack shit, but that's okay. If we wanted to, we could just, like, cut off this dude's head. Yeah, fuck you, man. I'll be the cleanup crew. Survive the round, 200 points. The Knights win the round. I am too amazing. All right, let's actually get in some combat this time instead of just wandering around like a chicken with our head cut off. This is only the second time I played this map. Again, and now enjoy people in the chat bitching about how, you know, Weapon X is too long or something like that, or Samurai didn't actually, I don't know, Samurai, whatever. We've established at this point my pronunciation is weird. Yeah, you know, Samurai didn't actually have that much armor back in feudal Japan. You're like, okay, just enjoy it for a second. You know, it's absurd and it's fun. I don't like Chivalry because it's historically accurate. I like playing this because it's fun and I think it's silly. And, you know, that's all I really need. Okay, so they're going to come over here. This is a perfect time for a crossbow bolt to shoot them right in the damn face. Actually, it's much better to be in first person for this. One of them just fell off the bridge, I think. Maybe they can live down there? I don't understand, like, if they get to the castle, do we lose? It doesn't seem like that's the case. Oh, I thought I would get him there. I hear footsteps, and that scares me. Oh, that's why. Oh, I hit him. Okay, now let's get into an actual fight here, now that I've got an advantage. Bring it on, Viking boy. You think I'd be so stupid as to get flanked by you in this situation? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Come at me, man. I'm not scared. I'm a little bit scared, actually. Oh, my God. Friendly fire, please. This is why I want friendly fire to be on. Oh, I stabbed him in the face. That's pretty good. But then I've been stabbed in the face myself. I'm pretty bad at Chivalry. You're probably noticing that by now. Let's see if we can... It looks like we're going to win. I mean, there's many people left on our team and not many left on the other team. I'm so bad that I'm not even, like, on the screen for the Knights class, which is pretty funny. But yeah, in terms of the classes, I've played as all the classes fairly extensively for, you know, relative to the norm for a first impressions video like this. I like them all. I like the Knight class a lot, even though I'm terrible with it, supposedly. There we go. I got a kill assist. I still don't rank, but that's fine. Wait, I should, though. I'm at 25 points. Maybe it'll update at the end of the round. The Vikings win the round. That was unexpected. Oh, Knights are on the right side, you ding-dong. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm actually totally ranked there. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I like all the classes. I really like Ninja as well. It's a little bit more agile, and they actually have a special ability where if you double-tap the movement button, they execute a roll, which is neat, and they have all sorts of kind of disruption weapons, which is cool. I like the Samurai as well. I usually have fairly good success with that. Anybody that's just, like, swing and pray, I'm pretty good at, and Pirate, because Pirate is just a gun, and I've played first-person shooters before in my life. But I really like... I really like all the classes. All the classes seem to have, you know, notable differences between them. I've been killed by every class, and whenever I die, I'm like, oh, they need to nerf that class. That's way too powerful. So that's usually a good sign that a game is reasonably balanced, at least by my... oh, Jesus! At least by my fairly not rigid expectations. Now we run for our lives. There is no bandaging ability. For some classes, they can battle cry, and that will actually... allow them to heal up a little bit. I think that's the pirate class can do that, and they like drink from their rum bottle or something. Let's help our team out here. I'm gonna get absolutely pooped on once these guys break through. Yep, just shot my teammate in the heart. There is a little bit of health regen sometimes, just from like kind of hanging out. If you like don't get attacked, then your health will regen up to a certain extent. Oh, that's my teammate. Yep, okay, that was probably not good. So I did just murder my own team. That's gotta happen. It's just realism, man. I'm just trying not to break your immersion. That probably happened all the time back in the day, you know? Okay. So I'll let this guy fight it. Oh, Jesus. I'm really bad. But I like it. And, you know, I'm not mad because I'm bad. I'm glad because I'm bad because it gives me some fodder to get better. Maybe we'll do one more round and then we'll probably call it quits for Chivalry Deadliest Warrior. But suffice it to say, this is almost taking the stance of, like, it started as, like, a let's look at. Now it's less of that, and it's more just kind of like, hey, you should probably pick this up. It's a lot of fun, and I'm having fun with it. There are, you know, it's a beta. It's not totally polished. Occasionally, I get pretty major frame rate hits, which on a machine like this, I probably should not be getting from a game that looks like this. Did we just win that? No, we didn't. And, you know, there's the text field stuff. The customization doesn't appear to be, like, fully done yet. And, you know, it's not 100% polished. That being said, it is still absolutely good enough. Like, it works, it runs, and it's fun to play. And this is definitely not, like, the game is, you know, 4% done, and it's out on Steam Early Access in its beta form. This is... I think it's just polish, mostly, that has to be done. But I don't necessarily want to put words in the developers' mouths. Please tell me that this will end soon. No, you fool! There's a Viking right behind you. Occasionally, it can look a little funny as people, we still have not won yet. Or did we? Occasionally, it looks a little funny, when, you know, people are kind of like flailing at each other. I like this, as we all run around pretending to be knights and Vikings. Who's pretending? LOL. Something about the community in this game is really funny. I think they're just rocking out now. 2 seconds added to respawn timer for team damage. That'll stop me, because I totally did it on purpose. Move out of the way, you scums! Oh my god, I get trapped in the wall every time. At least he didn't throw a Molotov cocktail this time. Anyway, that was because someone in the chat tried to insult somebody else by calling them a nerd. And you're like, you're playing a beta of, like, who's the strongest medieval warrior. Not always medieval, I guess, but yeah, we're all nerds. It's fun. Just don't be a dingleberry about it. So I'm gonna try to get 1 kill here, which would, like, equal my success at any other point in this video. Oh, I think I hit him! I'm not totally sure. Usually it plays like a hit sound. We'll see. They're coming over the left flank here, as my team so eloquently continues to let me know. Alright, time to run backwards. Let the big boys handle the actual combat here. And we'll prepare to be the second line of defense. Oh, there's a Viking back here. I can get him! I quite nearly murdered my own teammate there, I'm sure. Okay. Fight me one-on-one, you nerd. Here we go. Just bash him upside of the head. There's one dude with a crossbow back there. Help me, I'm getting triple teamed. It's like an iOS game. Oh, Jesus. This goddamn clusterfuck. At least there is friendly fire, so my god. Anyway, maybe we should stay in the big safe castle. You have a good point. I'm gonna leave the battle there. That was frustrating, but in any case, don't let that take away from your impressions of Chivalry Deadliest Warrior. This is currently in beta form on Steam Early Access. As mentioned many times, I'm mad because I'm bad. But this game is hood because it's good. I don't feel comfortable saying that. But in any case, it's a lot of fun, even in its current state. $15, you have to own the base game, so keep that in mind. There will be a link in the video description to pick this up on Steam. I would not be surprised to see me playing this in the future on either the NLSS on the stream or on the channel in a video form. But I gotta practice a little bit first, quite obviously. Lots of fun, zany, maybe not totally balanced. Don't be a total Poindexter about it, and you'll probably have a lot of fun. Or, you know, do whatever you want. Don't let me judge you. I'm an asshole, too. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please consider clicking the like button. It does help me out a lot. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more first impressions of games like this in the future. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.